Now I am going to explain about JQuery selectors. In JQuery we have many selectors to select the elements or to manipulate the elements, but we have three JQuery selectors which we are going to use mostly. The three are element selector, ID selector and class selector. Now with the coding I'll explain you these three selectors. Let's go to the coding. Suppose I have three elements, paragraph, H4 and span. So using element, ID and class selector, I'm going to style these three elements. Let's do it now. Suppose if I want to make this paragraph element text color as yellow, then using jQuery selector, I'm using the element selector. Element name is P here, paragraph. So I'm using the P and plus 2. I'm using jQuery function like .css. Using this we can color, like we can style the elements. I'm using .css in jQuery. So in order to use jQuery we need to have a CDN or we need to load the jQuery code in our HTML files. Okay, now color is a property. What should be the value? I want the color to be in yellow, so I'm giving yellow color and I saved the code. Let's go to the browser and refresh. See, the color of paragraph is previously black color and now it is yellow color because using the element selector we styled the element. Now we'll talk about ID selector as well. Let's see, we have a H4 element. To it we'll give some ID. ID selector, right? And similar way for span element we give class with class as class selector. Now using ID selector we'll modify this H4 element and we'll give background color as maybe green or some other colors. Let's do it now. So for ID selectors we need to include slash before hash ID selector are given, and what is the CSS property I need to give for background color? Background color, right? Background color I want to give green. So how we can identify element based on ID? So whatever ID we given here is the ID selector we given. Suppose it can be anything as well, not just ID selector anything. Let's take it as H4 element. Suppose H4 element. So by using ID H4 element, we are going to style this particular element. To identify that ID, we are using slash here, right? Let's go to the browser and refresh. See, we got the background color. The first element we styled based on the element selector, and the second element we styled based on the ID selector. Now we are going to use the class selector for the third element. Suppose what is the class selector given? This is the class name. The class selector we need to give with dot. So we given class name as class selector and we given dot. This is element selector, this is the id selector, and this is the class selector. Class selector will be identifying, we will be giving using dot class selector. For this one we'll change the color to red. So if you check it here, basically first it is a black color, it is in black color. Now let's make it red color using class selector. Yeah, so element got changed and refresh. So element id and class are the most used selectors. Using this one we can select any element, or we can style, or we can manipulate some particular elements. Yeah, this is all about most used jQuery selectors. And if you have any queries, you can comment and you can subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.